Pressure in the dungeon crawl. This one is going to be about information pressure. This is number 5 in my series where I talk about what different types of pressure a dungeon master can apply and present to the players. So I think this is one of the simplest actions in old school Dungeons and Dragons, but it's also one of the most important. And this is listening at doors. Now, if you're a newer player, that might sound strange, right? You walk up to a door, instead of kicking it open, you stop, you listen, you try to figure out what might be on the other side. And this is a tiny action that kind of, that represents something much bigger, right? It represents one of the core ideas behind old school dungeon exploration. Information is survival. So I am DM Angelo, and I do want to say that this is the DM and Friends, and this is a collaborative video with Eric Tenkar. So go check out his link will be below. Go check out his video and get his perspective. He's probably going to come out the BX angle. We're both old school, so check it out. All right, so number 1, the dungeon is full of unknowns, right? So when when players explore, a dungeon, right? They're operating with very limited information, right? They don't know where monsters are, right? They don't know what traps exist, and they don't know what dangers might be waiting around the next corner, right? So every piece of information they gather matters, right? So listening at doors is one of the easiest and earliest examples of players trying to reduce uncertainty, right? So maybe they hear some voices, maybe they hear movement, maybe they hear nothing at all. But even silence tells them something, right? So why smart players slow down, right? So in old school D&D, it's better to slow down, right? So new players often rush through dungeons, right? Kicking doors open and stuff like that. And they assume action is always, the right move, right? So you kick open a door, like I said, you charge the room, roll initiative. Old school players learn something different, right? Sometimes the smartest move is simply to just slow down, observe the environment, listen carefully, look for clues, because once combat starts, the situation becomes unpredictable very, very, very quickly. And information might help players choose, the right way to fight. So listening, what listening can reveal, right? So listening might reveal a lot more than players expect, right? They might hear, multiple creatures talking behind the door, right? Heavy breathing, chains moving, something large shifting across stone, or maybe the room is completely silent, right? And all of the information helps the party make better decisions, right? So maybe they approach an ambush, right? Or not approach, but maybe they prepare for, an ambush, right? Maybe they avoid the room entirely. Maybe they quietly move on and come back later. That single action, listening, can completely change the course of a dungeon crawl. So I want to talk about information, how it can change player behavior, right? So one of the most interesting things I think about giving players information is how it changes their behavior, right? So if a party hears, 3 creatures in a room, right, they might prepare carefully before opening the door, right? If they hear something large moving across the floor, right, they might decide to leave the room alone entirely. Maybe they hear a dragon on the other side breathing, we're not ready for this. We go to the next door. That's the beauty of information. Then you can make a decision, and we talk about decision pressure. So that the dungeon master doesn't have to tell players what to do. The clues can guide them, right? So why uncertainty creates tension? And I've talked about tension in a lot of different videos, and I think it's a key to old school D&D. Even when listening doesn't give clear answers, it's still, it's going to create tension, right? So like, maybe you hear something that you can't recognize. So that's going to bring the tension in the room up. Maybe the players, maybe they hear something faint, maybe they're not sure what it is, now, they have to decide what to do next, right? And that's where the magic happens in old school gaming. Do they risk opening this door, not knowing what's there, or do they prepare for combat? Do they walk away? That uncertainty is what makes dungeon exploration exciting. So, how should we as DMs handle listening, right? So, for dungeon masters, listening checks are an opportunity to enrich the environment, right? Instead of just saying you hear nothing, right? Think of the sounds that exist in the dungeon, like dripping water, distant footsteps, echoes, the rustling of something moving, maybe somebody's voice, maybe the group talking and their echo is down the hall, right? Those small details are going to make your dungeon feel alive, and they give players something to react to. I've done this so many times where I just throw in a sound that it has nothing to do with what's going on, and they might, you can see everybody's kind of, their uncertainty and tension rise, and that really, that's good stuff. So the real lesson that I want to talk about, for listening to doors is really about a bigger lesson, right? Old school dungeon exploration rewards patience and observation, right? Players who rush blindly into every room usually find trouble, right? Players who gather information first, they survive longer. And that simple behavior, stop, listen, think, create some of the most memorable moments in the game. All right, you guys. So in closing to this, I hope you guys got something out of this. But so the next time your party reaches a closed door, right, encourage them to slow down. Let them listen. Let them gather information. Because sometimes the smartest move, I think, in a dungeon isn't drawing your sword. It's simply stopping for a moment and paying attention. All right, everyone. Well, if you enjoy content like this about running better old school games, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. I am DM Angelo, and this is the DM and Friends, and thank you guys so much for being a part of this community. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share it with another dungeon master. I think it'd be super awesome to if this resonated with you, share it with your buddies. And if you do so choose to, you can also become a member of the community, and every little bit helps keep the doors open to the DM and Friends. So, as always, you guys, as always, take care of each other, be kind to each other, and keep gaming. All right, bye-bye.